Hey there, it's Inverse, and boy oh boy, we've already showcased over 120 mods on this series. So let's go ahead and discover 40 more, shall we? MoreVanillaArmor is a fairly known mod, and for a reason. The concept of the mod is a perfect fit for any VanillaPLUS mod pack, including ours. Some of the armors feature special perks akin to their material. However, not all of the armors share such perks, though they will vary in terms of the armor points and heaviness. The design of these armors is quite creative, and I'm positive you'll find it a valuable addition to your list, especially if you are dedicated to remaining true to the essence of Minecraft. In Minecraft, the chest plate makes up a large portion of your protection. Without it, your resistance will be impeded. The Elytra, on the other hand, is also a very crucial tool, and without it, transportation will be impeded. The merged Elytra mod will allow you to eat your cake and have it too. What I mean is that, using an anvil, the Elytra can be forged with a chest plate of any kind to produce an armored Elytra, providing equal resilience to that of a netherite chest plate along with being able to fly. This mechanism is immensely useful. With it you can enter a fight or flight mode, in the literal sense, as you will fight with full protection on, and when things are not looking good, you can always take a flight back home. Patriot Structures is a wall generation mod featuring many simple and vanilla-like establishments. In comparison to something like Dungeons Arise, these structures will be fairly minimalistic and tiny. In exploring this mod, I realized that there is no specific style of building here. Roaming around, you will find the most random structures. This mod is very spontaneous, and I love that about it, but I do feel that it has a lot of room for improvement. Nothing is perfect after all. Aileron is a highly inclusive mod, specialized in improving the Elytra in Minecraft. Right out of the bat, the animation for flying is a bit different. Camera will tilt to the sides, making the flying very immersive and realistic. Campfires have now turned into launch pads. You can either fly over them and benefit from the heat acceleration, or endure the fire and sneak over them for a set period of time. When you eventually release the shift button, you will be shot upward. To my surprise, fireworks no longer boost your speed. Instead, they may only give you a kickstart. After that, all they will do is leave a smoke trail behind you. This may be a terrible thing for some people, so if it is the case for you, as it is for me, go to the config and simply disable this feature. In addition to what has been mentioned, there are a bunch of enchantments that you can apply to your Elytra, apart from the conventional mending and unbreaking enchantments. This mod was a terrific discovery for me, and I trust it will be the same for you. Use it alongside other Elytra related mods and see what you come up with. Remove Reloading Screen is a mod that described itself briefly through that name. The mod isn't supposed to be a performance enhancing mod, but damn does it make the loading a lot smoother. This mod allows you to see the before and after transition in real time. You'll be able to move and navigate normally for split seconds. Then the game will pause to apply the pack. The whole process will be visible to you and not hidden behind a loading screen. In my mod packs, I usually use something like immersive UI to make the navigation of GUIs more satisfying. For our VanillaPLUS series, however, I decided to go with the tiny item animations. The effect here was very simple, just a slight scale up of the items as you're holding them, no wobbling or shaking, which makes it the most vanilla-friendly option for these type of things. XP Counter is a mod that will reduce vagueness around the experience metric in Minecraft. Instead of merely being a bar that fills up, it will indicate how much XP you received so far, along with the total sum of your XP points to date. In the config menu, you could change the color, visibility, and position of the new XP metrics, though you will need to have the configured mod installed for that. This mod may very well be a resource pack at this point, considering how simple it is. Still, it will be a terribly important mod in later stages of the game. As your XP level rises, confusion around how much more XP you'll need also rises with it. This mod will allow snow to accumulate on the Sniffer's back. It may look cute, but it is extremely uncomfortable for the poor Sniffer. Whenever you stumble across snowy Sniffers, do them a favor and shovel the snow over their backs. If it's snowing, however, it would be a much better idea to set a campfire and lure the Sniffers there. you will soon be warm and clean. This is not one of the most essential VanillaPLUS mods to have around, but it is certainly a fun and immersive one to invite. Straw Golem Rebaled is a ported version of the lovely Straw Golem mod, which is still on 1.19.2. Being an excellent friend and a hard-working farmer, the Straw Golem would be an important creature to build. It only requires a bunch of hay bale and carved pumpkins. The Straw Golem is stronger than it looks, capable of carrying melons. Even modded crops are not an exception for this guy. Enjoy the Golem's company while it's still around, since the lifespan of this thing is merely 7 days. Make these 7 days a good life for the Golem. Feed it well, take care of it, and protect it from the cattle. As for them, the Straw Golem is but a piece of delicious hay bale. Earlier this month, I watched a very wholesome video about this mod by Potato. I highly recommend you give it a watch. It's only 2 minutes long, but quite entertaining and useful. The vanilla chests look fine, until there's lots of them. Decorative Storage adds realistic storage solutions in Minecraft. Each container here is dedicated to carrying certain kinds of items or food. You can, for instance, build a treasury that looks downright wonderful, or a farm with barrels of fruits, vegetables and hay bale, instead of the repetitive looking chests and barrels. This mod is very unique. It's not conventional at all, and also not out of place. Buttercup Shrines is a mod that will add new structures similar to the trial chambers, only a bit harder and challenging. From the inside, these shrines look even more similar to the trial chambers, though I would say they are certainly smaller, with higher consolidation of mobs. If not well prepared, this place may very well be your ender taker. There are also boss shrines where you are up against one single mob. These are simply vanilla mobs with higher velocity, resistance, and damage. The rewards of the Buttercup shrines can be highly generous, so it's worth the grueling battle you will have to take in order to get it. Bookshelf Inspector allows you to identify the enchantment of any book stored on the chiseled bookshelves. Assuming you have a giant library where you store books for later use, you could really benefit from this mod in that case, as it will make the game feel more advanced, all the while easing the reach and identification of these books. This is a basic mod in the list, and I reckon it would be compatible with most, if not all, 1.21 plus ModPacks. If you happen to be hungry and you stumbled across this cart, you are one lucky dude. This is an Asian food cart with an Asian villager too. Minasan, Hiro-san desu. Hiro-san has a chance of selling you 2 new items, the salmon nigiri sushi and the daikin, highly nutritious snacks. The Asian food cart is a very valuable structure, one that you must defend and look out for. Items Displayed mod is quite identifiable with our previously added decorative containers. Different from said mod, however, Items Displayed will not contain lots of items in one block. Instead, it will be like a trophy with a beautiful, pretty appearance, giving important and rare items additional weight. For decoration, this mod is excellent. For functionality, on the other hand, it can be used to store items for later use. Things like music discs and trim and templates are primary beneficiaries of this feature. This is an old fisherman swamp house that is naturally found on swamps, and also in other regular biomes too. This house has got a beautiful building style, standing on top of a lake full of fish and decorated with swampy plants. Inside this house you will find a bunch of fishermen, decorative blocks, and containers with fish-related loot. I like the idea of the mod, and I wish it would get a variety expansion. Say, for example, old armorsmith tiger house, old Liberian birch house, old cleric cave house, etc. Obtaining a Mending enchantment in Minecraft can be a breath of fresh air, though the process of getting the XP to repair the tool can quickly grow tedious and start to eat away at your mental energy. This mod is indeed better than Mending, subsiding that tedious process and replacing it with an easier way to repair tools. Simply sneak and right click the item. The repair comes at the expense of your own XP level, so yeah, if you have 300 levels, that would be a very good way to spend them, outside of the usual enchanting and forging. This mod improves the summoning of the Wither boss in Minecraft with new animations. This visual is quite impressive, yet vanilla-like. The soul sand blocks levitate around the nether star and the skulls begin shaking. Following that, all of the blocks will collide together, resulting in the explosion that releases the boss. This mod came in with a very unique idea. It's only on the visual side, but it would be worth installing if you have not fought this boss yet. There is an opposite for everything in the world, so naturally there had to be an opposite to the crafting table, there being the Uncrafting table. This table will disband any item, disconnecting its parts, and giving you each piece separately. The Uncrafting table is even useful for disbanding items from other mods, and I see it as a must-have VanillaPLUS mod, because sometimes the accidental crafting can be very costly. Blank and Junk is just a mod if you love insects, particularly the aesthetic ones. The mod will add things like butterflies that circle the flowers, fireflies that light up the swamps at night, and even snails that do nothing but look cute nonetheless. Despite the mod only focusing on flies, I found it a very simple and convenient VanillaPLUS mod, so I'm adding it to our series. Deco is a simple decorational mod, but has got a colossal inventory of furniture blocks. The decorative blocks vary, and each wood type has received its own set of furniture. You could use some of the crates here to set up a store, or maybe utilize some of the mounts and pedestals to create a trophy chamber. With this mod, all it takes is a bit of creativity and some workaround to come up with the prettiest interior designs. So install it and try it for yourself. Dunes and Drought improve upon the desert, mixing in some archaeology and civilization. Let's start with the former now. Walking around deserts, fossils can be spotted. Brushing off these archaeology sites can reveal new items, spicing up the archaeology experience in Minecraft even more. Now to the latter, human civilization. This comes in the form of a trading post hosting new types of villagers. I love these desert towns. Their building blocks are dominated by sand, which makes them inseparable from the surrounding biome. I've noticed some random server crashes while playing the mod, so I would recommend giving it time to stabilize and update before inserting it into a ModPack. Jake's Build Tools presents itself as a tool bag for builders, survival, and creative mode players. Grab yourself a hammer to break 3x3 sections, and make sure you've got a magnet to attract all nearby items for recrafting and saving. The trowel will also be an essential tool in this process, randomizing the blocks you place, adding more variety to pathways, or a touch of weathering to your buildings. All of the tools here are craftable in survival mode, and I honestly cannot think of another building mod as close to vanilla friendly as this one. This mod will offer you a natural way to regenerate water in Minecraft via a wooden water condenser. It is ideal for skyblock playthroughs, but I can also see it being useful in a hardcore ModPack. Say you found yourself lost in a desert, no waterfalls, no lakes, whatever, and you started to get hotter and dehydrated. The water condenser then could be a short and long-term lifesaver. Young's Cave Biomes is a mod I've been waiting for ever since August, and now it's finally out. This mod will add new biomes to the caves in Minecraft. Currently, the new biomes are kind of empty, nothing but plants and some atmospheric features. There are, however, new mobs, like the Sand Snapper for instance. Looking at it, I do believe this mod will be receiving plenty of future updates and mod compatibilities. Currently, it's ripe with opportunity and has plenty of room for improvement. So, good luck, Young, and good to see you back. This mod will add Geysers to Minecraft. They are biome based, and so you may find different Geysers for different biomes. Your eyes have probably landed on those bubbles emitted by the Geysers. Stepping on them can shoot you way up, killing you as an effect of fall damage. There are special sticky boats to avoid being flanked. However, there is a good chance you will either die of heat or cold. This is a very subtle wall generation mod, not adding much besides some loot chests and the presence of hot springs in Minecraft. Dungeons and Taverns Nether Fortress Overhaul will replace vanilla variants with slightly enhanced ones. This mod is extremely minimalistic, no new mobs or blocks, No oversized monuments of any sort or big statues. Everything seems natural and identifiable. NeoForge, the author of this mod, is a very creative person when it comes to world generation, and this is just one mod amongst a catalog. Minecraft music is nothing short of therapeutic. I listen to it when I'm working or studying, sad or happy, most of the time really. This mod will be one to make the music in Minecraft constant. No more long pauses. Tracks will simply play back to back. Of course, the mod is configurable. You can set the pauses to however long or short you please. So this mod is for everyone. Extra Dungeons is another world generation mod, adding 6 new variants for the vanilla dungeons. The dungeons look even better than the vanilla counterpart, with extra details on the side. This mod is perfect to add more variety to the structures in Minecraft, all the while keeping it vanilla friendly. The hotbar in Minecraft can ruin what otherwise would have been a beautiful footage. Hiding it may be a good solution, however it removes the player's hands too, reducing the game's rawness. Better F1 Reborn is a mod that changes this mechanism. You can now swap between 2 mods, one where you hide the hotbar only, and another where you hide everything, basically the vanilla side. This mod is very useful for both cinematics and casual gameplays. This mod by fapdos will add new creatures to the Nether, each relating to the biome they spawn in, and thus it is perfectly fit for any VanillaPLUS ModPack. The mod also adds some abundant mobs like the wildfire, along with some special loot obtained from killing the creatures here. This mod alone can take care of the fauna regarding the Nether biome, and my only complaint here would be the animation. The mobs seems to be rigid and stony, even when moving around, so some fresh animations could do wonders for this mod. Dynamites Overhaul adds new types of TNTs. They range from small TNTs causing a small hole, to big TNTs taking down structures, to no TNTs at all. That's basically a full-blown bomb. All of these materials are bought from the local exploder, the local exploder. Again, a very subtle mod, no nukes or war rockets, just 3 or 4 new items, with a new villager profession too. This mod takes inspiration from popular Elder Scrolls titles like Elden Ring, strapping a lantern to your waist through the Curious API. This feature frees up your off and main hand, dedicating them for important things like weapons, shields, or food. There's this thing that I do not like about the mod, which is the dim color of the player's entity, though it may be an issue from my ending. With this mod, a variety of items have been brought to life. The animations and usage of these new mobs is very unique, hinting at the hard work that went on the development of this mod. Some of the mobs here will give you special effects, others you can ride, and some will make very good friends. I love this new concept. It's refreshing and fun to have. In regards to its validity as a VanillaPLUS mod, I would agree, as each mob here is a mutation of vanilla items. You would not expect a rifle mod to be added to a VanillaPLUS video, so either I am a fraud or the mod is actually vanilla-like. Hear me out now. Assuming you're a farmer. So far so good. You notice you are short on meat, so you grab your rifle and set out hunting. Another scenario could be that you were sitting and watching your pool of axolotls. Suddenly, annoying trespassers appear. Again, you grab the good old musket and shoot the bastards. See what I said? Looking at it, a musket is a perfect fit-in weapon in the vanilla game, and the fact that it can be mixed with spyglasses make it all the more convenient. MoGlass is a popular option, allowing you to sculpt glass into different shapes, like slabs, stairs, and that's about it. But those are just enough to make a beautiful glass roof that introduces sunlight into your house, or a glass bridge that makes it possible to see the fish and water below your feet. This mod is quite amazing, and it didn't do anything that Mojang would never do in the future. This mod will make it so that villagers get upset and report you to the Iron Golem if they catch you stealing. Open a chest next to a villager and he will bump up the prices to the absolute max. To be honest, this mod is not very vanilla friendly, but if you seek to add just a tiny bit of hardcore into your VanillaPLUS world, then maybe you should consider it. Better lily pads will allow further decoration in regards to ponds. The lily pads can now carry blocks on top. Say you place something like a candle. They would make for a stylish light solution. I also noticed that you can place the blocks beneath the lily pads. I don't know if it's within the mod or just a vanilla feature. Let me know in the comments. This mod is very amazing, but was merged with the amendments mod, which means that if you want this feature on 1.21, you will need to install the amendments mod instead. This mod brings few improvements to the horses in Minecraft. The horse will now be faster as it runs down a mountain. In addition, you can look around freely, given that the horse is not moving. Furthermore, you can hitch your horse, which is my favorite feature. This mod is quite useful if you are a Minecraft horseman or a horsewoman, as it will improve the experience of traveling with these creatures. There are many beautiful vanilla chimney designs. They look good, but I would recommend destroying them and adding in the Sooty Chimneys instead. This mod will add beautiful chimney blocks that will emit smoke. With time, the opening of the chimney can get real dirty. To clean it up, just use an axe and scrape the dirt off of it. There are different types of chimneys, some that differ in terms of the materials, others in terms of the size, and finally in terms of the functionality too. Final mod on the list is called Reach Around, and what do you know? It lets you reach around blocks and place them. This mod can make building very flexible and easy, allowing for a smoother, more advanced gameplay. Thanks for watching. There is only one episode left on this series. And yes, I did not forget the vanilla ModPack. It's also coming at the end of the year, or less likely, the beginning of the next year. Subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss out on such important events. Now I'll see ya in the next one, my friend.